Hi Vinyl Community, John here again, and this is going to be the next one in my series of my heavy metal and hard rock records. We're up to M now, and before I get started I'm just spinning this. This is what we're listening to, Crocus, Metal Rendezvous, great record, recommend it. I'm going to turn it down a little bit so you can hear what I'm saying. Right. Okay, got a stack here. So M, there's a lot of records that fall under M in my metal and hard rock sections. So probably going to need to do this over 3, possibly 4 videos. And even then I've got a healthy stack here to go through now. So I'll get started. This is a bit of an unfortunate one to start with because it's not a very good record. I haven't really got much good to say about this. This is M80, and I would go so far as to say that this is possibly one of the worst records I own. I pretty much kept it for that reason. There's a label, Megaton. What can I tell you about it? Well, it's just cliche after cliche after cliche. This guy apparently is Nicky Buzz. For the longest time I thought that this was Nicky Buzz and this was his accomplice, but it's not. This is Nicky Buzz. He plays guitar, vocals and drums. And this is a guy called Costa. Now, Costa apparently was the one that used to be in Ozzy Osbourne's band. I think his live band, there's a sticker there that says Heavy Metal ex Ozzy Osbourne member. And he's sort of infamous because he got apparently kicked out of Ozzy Osbourne's live band because he was too outrageous. That's what he likes people to think anyway. Something to do with a cheese grater on his knuckles or something like that during a live show. I don't know. But I don't know how long he was in Ozzy Osbourne's band for. I don't think it was very long, and it really does seem a bit of a stretch to be able to sort of claim that he's ex-Ozzy Osbourne. And so though this guy, Nicky Buzz, it's just cliche after cliche. It's an album basically of filler, and I do not recommend this unless you just want to hear like how bad a hard record can sound. So that's the first one. Sorry, a bit of a negative start. Then it picks up. Okay, Yngwie Malmsteen. Still got a price tag on there because it's one of those ones where if I pull it too hard it will rip. I don't want to do that, so one day I'll get round to taking it off with a bit of white spirits or something. This is Marching Out. It's on Polydor. Yngwie Malmsteen, I like him a lot. I think it's fair to say that, you know, he has pretty much based his career and his playing style on Ritchie Blackmore. This is Yngwie Malmsteen's Writhing Force. That's the name of the album, Writhing Force. That's also on Polydor. This is a fantastic record. It's my favourite Yngwie Malmsteen record. It was the very first one I've got of his, which is perhaps a little bit of a shame because I think it's so good that nothing quite matches up to it. It's Jolene Turner there on vocals. I mean, yeah, straight away you've got a Ritchie Blackmore reference because Jolene Turner sang in Rainbow, obviously, before he joined Yngwie Malmsteen. But yeah, this is easily one of my top 10 hard rock heavy metal records. I like it that much. So it's really great. I mean, the guitar playing is immaculate and fantastic and everything like that. Perhaps a few too many. So this is my favourite Ingram Malmsteen record by far. Guitar playing is amazing. It really is very, very good. Second to none, I would say. If there's a problem with this album, it's perhaps that there are a few too many ballad type numbers on it. But it's still a very, very good record. So much so that I think everything he did after that was a little bit disappointing. Not quite up to that standard. Fire and Ice. That's on Elektra. And the last one of his I have on vinyl was Clips. This is a pretty good record actually. The album track is an instrumental called Eclipse, and it is, I mean, personally I think it's the best track on the album. It's probably the best reason to have the album actually, just for that title track. So that's Ingram Malmsteen. I think everything else I got by him would be on cassette and CD. Okay, next is an Irish band called Mama's Boys. I've got 2 albums by them. Power and Passion. That's on Jive. They're a very sort of commercial sounding band. I haven't really got an awful lot positive to say about them either. There's another one. I think I've shown this one before in a previous instalment, perhaps at the beginning. Yeah, it's also on Jive. No, you don't hear much about them, do you? I don't know if they're still going or not, but yeah, they're a bit commercial for my taste, I think. Now, this is a much better record. This is Manowar. This is their second album, Into Glory Ride. It's a nifty little label, this one. Look at this. There you go. Music for Nations or something like that. What's it called? Yeah, Music for Nations. Manowar, I mean, I always think I've got to get myself a pair of boots like that. Yeah, I mean, there's an essence of them having a sort of bit of tongue-in-cheek about what they're doing, but on the other hand, they probably don't. It's disturbing to think that they may be very serious about what they do, in which case it's a little bit sad, but they're no denying they're a great band, make some great records. This is the latter one of theirs. This is Kings of Metal. Lyrics on the end of the sheet. It's on Atlantic. Nothing crazy about that. Yeah, I saw Manowar. It's a joint headlining with Motorhead in Stockholm all years ago. I'll always remember it, not because Manowar were particularly brilliant or anything like that. They weren't. They were a little bit embarrassing to watch actually. But I'll remember it just because when Motorhead when it was their turn to play, somebody threw a CD on stage, and it, you know, like a frisbee, flew up and hit Lemmy in the face. Oh, Lemmy was really angry. He was furious. I think he singled out the guy that did that in the crowd, and they escorted him out. And while they were doing it, Lemmy played this amazing bass solo and said, "That's for everybody in here except you." So that's why I'll always remember that Man-O-War gig. Next record, so this is McCoy. It's basically the band by John McCoy, who is better known as basically the bass player for Ian Gillan's band, Gillan. I've said before how I don't really like Gillan records because, well, I don't like the production on Gillan records. You know, they kind of narrow the sound down to the point where it's almost mono. I don't like the way they do that. But this doesn't have that production at all. It's actually got a pretty good production. I'd even say this is a pretty good traditional heavy metal record, really. What's a bonus as well is that it's got Paul Sampson playing on it, and you'll know him as basically the guy Sampson. His band is where Bruce Dickinson came from, where he was poached from by Iron Maiden, and so he plays guitar on this, and it shows because it's a good record. So I think he did a couple of albums after Ian Gillan, and then sort of disappeared after Ian Gillan had sort of finished making solo records, and then he sort of disappeared into oblivion. Megadeth. This is the first Megadeth album. It is got the nice inner sleeve there. So this is on Music for Nations, marketed by Roadrunner. Now, I also have, as it happens, another copy of that. So, this is also, it's got the inner sleeve, it's got a different record label, I think. No, same. There's a different pressing. I think one's a European and one is not. And also I've got this. This is Megadeth. The album is called I Kill for Thrills. So it's live. I don't know this, but I think that it's a bootleg. The only reason, I've always thought it was a bootleg up until just pulling it out to show for this video. The thing that makes me think that it's may not be a bootleg is the fact that it has a barcode on the corner. Now bootlegs don't have barcodes, surely. I don't know. So I bought this in Sweden, and the previous owner has, fortunately it's only a generic inner sleeve, but they've written the times of the tracks on the recording, and they've done it in Swedish, but they've said in total it's 1 hour 17 seconds, that only 49 minutes and 54 seconds is music. The rest of it is Dave Mustaine talking, I guess. So this is the label, Pay Fun, I don't recognise that. I'm going to do a little bit of a needle drop of this at the end. It sounds pretty rough, it sounds like a bootleg, which is why I think it is a bootleg, But yeah, I'm not sure about the whole barcode thing and bootlegs, so we'll see how we get along with that. This is Rust in Peace, possibly one of the best all-time favourite heavy metal records. I particularly like it. I think it probably is my favourite Megadeth album. I bought this in the store when it came out. It's just on Capitol, which is quite rare for me. I don't buy many records in the store, even in those days. And this is another one that I bought from the store when it came out. This is Metallica's Black album, Blacker Than Black. This I think is the one that sort of divides fans, isn't it? I'm not a huge Metallica fan and never really have been, but you know, this is where they started getting radio play. You know, a couple of ballads on here even, which was unusual for Metallica, you know. As I'm sure most people have seen this. They sold a truckload of records. It's on Vertigo Swirl there. Yeah, it's not my favourite record, but it's a good one to have. I pull it out occasionally, not very much. To be honest with you, I think I'd much rather prefer to play Megadeth. So that's this section of my heavy metal and hard rock records in M. Yeah, at least another 2 videos to follow this, possibly 3, we'll see how we go. But thanks everybody for watching. Look out for my next video. Okay, bye. It has to do with boots.